Hey guys, welcome back to CLOWNFISH TV. This is Neon, and I'm actually here with Geeky Sparkles this time.
Oh yeah.
Who is my wife.
Yep, a woman.
A woman, so we've got an actual woman on here. Now, a couple of days ago, I did a video on Doctor Who, on the ratings of Doctor Who. We got a lot of people watching this video, a lot of people commenting on it. And a lot of the comments agreed with the newspaper articles talking about some of the problems with new Doctor Who. However, since that video was put up, we've got the friendly media. Mm-hmm. The friendly media is coming to the defense of the new Doctor. Now, anyone who watches this channel knows how this works. They do this with all kinds of pop culture properties. If the fans start to complain, Hollywood, or in this case the BBC, uses the friendly pop culture media to basically tell them they're dumb.
The ones they bought.
So this is coming from Digital Spy. This is the only place I've seen this so far. Digital Spy just posted this a couple hours ago. This is, how's Jodie Whittaker's Doctor Who actually doing so far? Now this is in response to two different articles. One, the Daily Mail, talking about how the ratings have dropped, and another one on The Sun. Again, both are tabloids, but they're pointing to the ratings decline. And I think the conversation reignited, I guess, with the YouTubers kind of jumping on this situation. So, how is Jodie Whittaker's Doctor Who actually doing so far? Clue: it's bigger on the inside and on the outside. In fact,
like his ego.
Cameron McEwen. Jodie Whittaker's debut as everyone's favorite Time Lord last month in Doctor Who proved to be a huge hit with old and new audiences alike. Yeah, but that was last month. Her opening salvo in the long-running BBC sci-fi show even beat off successors such as Peter Capaldi and Matt Smith. Well, yeah, everybody wanted to see the first female Time Lord. Of course it did. And unsurprisingly, drew in a much bigger female audience. Over the episodes since, viewers have been returning in the millions each week to watch and praise Whittaker and her TARDIS team fly off. And they traveled to an alien planet. They met Rosa Parks and encountered some nasty spiders. But some quarters, and indeed some media outlets, have been sniping, claiming that Doctor Who is hemorrhaging fans in the millions. Recently, tabloids, who couldn't possibly have any kind of agenda...
I'm going to interrupt you here. It's hilarious. This person would know all about agendas, because if you look at some of the stories they've written, it's talking about toxic masculinity in certain shows.
Yeah, I know, right?
Talking about how season 11 of Doctor Who is going to have LGBTQ representation. Little newsflash for you, it has for a while.
Doctor
That's
Who
nothing
new.
Did I mention that Bill is lesbian? We mentioned she's lesbian. We mentioned she likes women every episode. Just in case you didn't get it the first time, we have to slap you with it repeatedly, because you know what? You had to make sure you knew it. So this is not a new thing, but several of his articles, so they aren't everything you need to know about something. It's all about, these different articles about like toxic masculinity and different things like that. So when they're going on about having agendas, this person is an expert on that.
Yeah, and I think this person is a little upset with
clearly.
They've said Doctor Who is exterminating fans due to the show's PC plots. This, of course, The Sun saying this. Now, we won't address the 5 or 6 people on Twitter who don't like their favorite science fiction show changing the gender of the lead character and addressing racism and colonialism right now. They obviously have their own issues to deal with, but let's have a look at this.
Him as a white man is the one to tell you. The one to tell me, a woman, what my issues are and how I have a problem, because he is going to learn me, the white man.
The white man's going to learn you. Okay, so here's the thing.
Let's look at the 5 or 6 people.
Well, okay, so what they did is the tabloids picked 5 or 6 vocal critics of the show as a sampling of feedback. But I just want to point out on our own video, which only got, we've been racking up a lot more views the last couple days, but we've got about 35,000 views.
Which isn't like huge, but
it's not huge, but we've had 18,000 comments. Most of those comments are actually in support of what we said. Now, before you go jumping the gun, thinking that
they would never
jump the gun. Before you go jumping the gun, thinking that I was trash talking Jodie Whittaker. I was not. I actually said that I like Jodie Whittaker, but my problem with the show is that it's become boring and heavy-handed. It had nothing to do with Jodie Whittaker.
Yeah, okay. I'm the one who actually was more critical of there being a female doctor than Neon was. He was actually for it. I was more critical. I actually don't mind Jodie Whittaker. I think she does a good job. I thought Peter Capaldi did a good job, but they both are getting screwed out of what they could do because they're given these episodes that are quite frankly crap. But it is really like all the things that made Doctor Who made it cool, like the Cybermen, Daleks, the normal bad guys you'd expect to see in Doctor Who. Just so you know, in case you didn't get it, they're not here because the bad guy is you. The bad guy is men. The bad guy is, people. We have to make sure we learn
the human race.
We have to, but mostly men.
Yeah.
I mean, am I wrong?
No,
the human race, but mostly men.
Yeah, mostly men, mostly white dudes. So we had 1.6 thousand upvotes, and again, this is just our video. We're not a major media outlet. We're just a small YouTube channel, but
it's only 5 or 6 people.
It's only 5 or 6 people, but I'm saying just on our own video, we had 1.6 thousand upvotes compared to less than 200 downvotes. Now, if you go out to Rotten Tomatoes,
this is also fun too.
This is fun. Now, this has actually gone up since this morning. We checked this morning for another video we're doing, and it's gone up a couple of points, but the audience score is not good.
The audience score has actually dropped a little bit today.
The audience score has dropped. It's only 52%. So, we saw this same kind of a thing with Star Wars. They tried to paint the Rotten Tomatoes scores as being like some sort of weird political campaign, or being like Russian bots or something really stupid, because for whatever reason, these people don't understand that anytime you play to one side of the aisle almost exclusively, you immediately alienate the other half of the viewership. And I think this is pretty much a 50-50 split. We saw this with The Last Jedi too, where it was like a 40-some% for the audience score. I don't think it's fake. I think this is what people actually feel about the show.
And that being said, it's like you can still delve into like harder issues and do historical episodes, but it's like every other episode is like, actually I'd say the episodes, like what, 2/3 of them have been this whole it's you, it's you, it's you, it's you.
Villain, and there are articles out there talking about who the villain is of, because usually most of the Who seasons so far have had like a major antagonist for that season. They've had either the Master, or they've had the Daleks, or they've had the Silence, or some other villain. But this one, they basically made it out that humans, most notably white dudes, are the actual villain of season 11 of Doctor Who, and that's not setting very well with people, especially in the UK, where there's an awful lot of white men in the UK. Imagine that,
But you're not allowed to say that because, you're a guy. Which is why I'm here. Because I'm going to say, as a woman, I'm agreeing with everything that Neon said from what I've seen of it. Because I'm actually not watching it religiously like he is. I'm bored. I think it sucks.
I don't watch it religiously. and this is my feeling in our original video too, where I'm almost watching Doctor Who out of obligation at this point, because I've sunk 10 years into watching New Who, and years before that watching classic Who. Now it's Boo-hoo. Doctor Who is Boo-hoo.
Oh, go ahead.
But
sorry.
it's boring. That's why I tried to get across my previous video. Like, I don't have anything against Jodie Whittaker. I think Jodie Whittaker...
I like her. I think she does a good job.
Jodie Whittaker under another showrunner would be phenomenal. Peter Capaldi, if he had better stories, would have been phenomenal. That's not the problem I'm having.
Even the companions are good.
The cast is good. The cast is very good. But they're bored. Like, they bring up arachnids in the UK. So I watched arachnids in the UK. 20 minutes into the show and nothing happens. They have tea. They walk around a building. And then when we see the spiders, they're just run-of-the-mill CG spiders you could see in any show. And you compare it to... the Matt Smith era, the David Tennant era, where everything was like just batshit crazy. It was just some crazy, crazy stuff going on, and it was fun. And the show's not fun. It's not fun. Doctor Who is not fun. It's not fun. It's taking itself entirely too seriously, other than a few quips here and there by Jodie Whittaker. Even the companions look bored 90% of the time. It's just...
But their takeaway from all of this, everybody's opinion on this, was simply the numbers. The numbers. That was the takeaway. They totally ignored everything else by people not liking it because they think it's just boring. When you push like agendas, which this is an agenda, I'm sorry, no matter what this person says. When you push them so much to the place that you take the fun out of it, it's just not, people aren't gonna like it. They're not gonna watch. But they all keep going to the same thing. Well, they always dip with everyone until the Christmas special.
Yeah, it's been declining. Honestly, to be honest, overall viewership of Doctor Who has been declining since the 50th.
Well, no, according to them, it's not true. According to them, that's not the case.
No, it's been on the decline. I think the 50th was kind of the big. Everybody's getting excited about it. It was like the big. We're gonna have Matt Smith and David Tennant together. and it was a big event. And then after that, the show just started. Even Matt Smith's last season started to dip a little bit.
Yeah.
So now they're doing some It is a fact to say that Series 11 has seen a drop. In an era of otherwise diminishing viewing figures, it turned out to be the biggest launch ever. So.
Well, yeah, because it was a woman.
They're going now. Let's give context. So the numbers don't actually mean what the newspapers are saying. So this is what I love this. This happens all the time, especially with pop culture media, especially when.
What spin can I give it?
Yeah, exactly. Especially when people are on like the quote unquote the other side, like trying to defend a property or whatever. They're always, and this happened with Star Wars too. Like, yeah, I know it said that Last Jedi has only got like 43% approval rating on Rotten Tomatoes. But that's not what the numbers actually mean. It's Russian bots. It's trolling.
I know that it made all that money.
People couldn't possibly hate
it. Dropped off a cliff after everybody saw it was a crap show. But that couldn't mean that. No. It's just it did so well. It's wrong. But anyway, go ahead.
Yeah, they're talking about how the dips are not new. No, that's true. And we said people are going to tune in for the first episode. They want to see the first female Doctor.
And traditionally, a show does dip some as it goes along. Yeah, we know that.
Yeah, but the thing is, people make their decision based on the first episode or two as to whether or not they're going to stick around, whether or not the show is for them. And a lot of people tuned in, new showrunner, new Doctor, and they're like, yeah, we're not.
I like
really.
this. The most successful season was in 2008 with the 10th Doctor and Donna Noble. Yeah.
Yes.
Did you see the 10th Doctor and Donna Noble? Hell yeah, it was awesome.
That is, to this day, my favorite.
I do like that when she's Dr. Donna, and then Jack's like, I cannot tell you what I'm thinking about right now. I love that. That was like the best.
But there was no LGBTQ representation in Doctor Who until this season.
Yeah, explain Jack. Anyway, but then they said, but the worst being Peter Capaldi's final run 2017.
In quotes, worst.
Because they didn't give him anything that was good to work with, honestly. I don't care who you talk to. Most people say they didn't like the episodes for him. Most people were happy that certain people who wrote those were gone. Doesn't seem like it improved much. Go ahead.
No, I think it's funny because I'm like, where are they getting the numbers? Because we've got two different newspapers now. Granted, they are tabloids, but we have two different newspapers reporting the same thing. If
you're going to have a female Doctor and something really new, of course, the first 2 or 3 shows are going to do really well. People start being like, "Wait a minute, I'm seeing a pattern here," and then the pattern starts. Then they're going to start dipping off. You're not, of course, in the first few episodes, people haven't caught on yet, or they just starting to catch on. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and this is almost like, you read the article. I won't bore you with this. I will put a link to it.
Bore you with this.
Well, no. I'm just saying I will put a link. It talks a lot. It's a lot of
I'm right. I know.
Yes.
People are like, you have an agenda. Unlike me with my agenda.
The tone of the article seems like he's trying to defend Jodie Whittaker's honor when at least in
that's not in question for most people.
At least in our video. At least on from where I'm coming from, that was never the issue with me. Jodie, because I basically put Jodie Whittaker in the same category as Peter Capaldi, where I think they're both good actors who just aren't given the right material to work with. So it's really dishonest to be like, well, people just don't like a woman in a chart. Some people don't, and that's fine. You know what? They don't have to. Doctor Who has been a man for over 50 years. If they don't want the show to change that drastically, they're allowed to feel that way. They're allowed to feel that way.
I don't know why is it anymore. You have to like it, and if you don't like it, then we're going to go write articles to tell you why you're a bad person because you don't like it.
Yeah,
but it's just like as he's defending her honor, and I'm like, but no one was questioning that.
No.
It's just, people are questioning why they have to make it so ridiculously like, did you get what's wrong with you? Did you get what's wrong with people? Did you get it? Did you get it?
But this is where they're making it very personal. This is where the reporter is making it very, very personal. Jodie is continuing to hover in the upper half.
There's only been a few episodes.
And you see Jodie is hitting highs. They're making this personal. They're almost making it out like we have to defend.
Well, he's
Jodie.
the white man having to defend her honor. As the woman, you don't get to tell me what I can and can't think. And I think she's good, but I think the episodes suck.
Geeky, now, when it was announced it was going to be a woman playing Doctor Who,
I was not happy about it.
She was not happy about it. She's like, no, don't do that. Why do you have to do that? They had to be fair, they had other female Time Lords they could have brought in. They could have brought Donna Noble back. which would have been amazing. They could have brought in Romana, which a lot of fans have been asking for. They could have brought in the Doctor's daughter, who was seen once, disappeared, never mentioned again, but there was other options there. They could have brought other female Time Lords in if that's where they wanted to go. And I get that they're trying to, change the status quo, but it's, in this case, I mean, you have a character that for 50 years has been male, and yes, they've showed other Time Lords recently.
Yeah, recently.
Recently switching genders because I think they were trying to warm the audience up to
everybody saw it coming. I mean, come on. People aren't this stupid as you think they are.
The last 2 or 3 years especially, they kept making points of, hey, by the way, Time Lords can change gender. Just I think to brace I think Missy was kind of testing the waters.
I love Missy.
I did love Missy.
I love Missy.
I would have liked to see actually Missy as like Missy and Jodie Whittaker and put Russell T Davies in charge, and it'd be freaking amazing.
A lot of people were saying about Russell Davies is back.
It would have been like Thelma and Louise in space. It would have been awesome. It would be really cool.
I'm the one who was of the two of us. I'm the one who was kind of like really not okay with the woman doctor. You were fine with it, and then I saw it, and I'm like, oh no, she's good.
Yeah,
I think her outfit's lacking, but she's good.
I hate that. I mean, I'll say I hate the outfit.
It looked better.
I think
who wore best, Mork? Sorry.
Yeah, I think it would be easier to take her. I mean, if she wore, I think she looked better. I mean,
she looked good in the suit.
She looked good in Capaldi's suit. She looked good in Capaldi's suit.
I was like, I like the suit. You look good.
I just think it was like, yeah. Anyway, that's neither here nor there. But the point being, like, they're making this like personal. They're taking this personally. Like, you're attacking Jodie, our Jodie. So let me tell you how you're wrong. And they're always talking about, watching her. It's like, this isn't a personal thing. This is basically the audiences are not liking, and more from what I've heard, at least from our video, most of the comments, now there were some people who said that they did not like a female doctor at all. There were other people that were like, hey, you're just a bunch of misogynists. But most of the people were agreeing with us where they said that, hey, Jodie Whittaker's not bad, but the storylines have been awful.
Yeah,
and we're not watching anymore.
I'm not going to lump her as being bad because it's not on her. She does a good job. The cast in general does a good job. It's just the stories they give them to work with are just boring.
But again, we're doing this because this is kind of a consistent theme here on Clownfish TV when we cover pop culture news, is the way that the media works with the entertainment outlets. Basically, these blogs and news sources, are used by the studios to slap down fans.
Yeah.
I mean, this happens.
Well, you have to make sure that if you don't agree with it, then there's something wrong with you.
Yes.
You are a bad person.
Yeah.
You are whatever the theme, whatever agenda they're going for. You are a bad person because you don't agree with it. So that's clearly you're a bad person, because a good person would understand there's different kinds of people. You are a bad person.
And we have seen this time and time again. We've seen it with Star Wars. We've seen it with Marvel Comics. We're seeing it recently with She-Ra, which we cover on this channel quite a bit, that the pop culture blogs, the pop culture news sources are basically being kind of weaponized by the studios to attack fandoms.
But guess who has weapons and fights back?
And this is why they hate YouTube. This is why they constantly try to run down YouTubers, because YouTubers aren't part of that system. They don't have to play by those rules. These sites, they have to play by the rules because if they want media access and they want free stuff, and they want, interviews and all that, then they have to play ball
and do what they say
with the studios.
I get tired of everybody saying about agendas, because quite frankly, at the end of the day, everybody has an agenda. I don't care what news you're on. Our agenda is we are out there trying to, when we're geeks ourselves, and if something doesn't ring true to us, we're like, wait. That's our agenda. Other people's agenda is to be all on one side. Other people's agenda to be all on the other side. But saying it's like, well, they have an agenda. Yeah, they do. So do you, Cameron. So does, any publication out there. You all have agendas. It's just like you all have.
Yeah, this Cameron doesn't have an agenda at all. Like, I cannot tell what your politics are. Tackling toxic masculinity. Right-wing political commentator also appears. Oh my god!
But a lot of his, to be fair, a lot of his are like everything you need to know about whatever. It's like the clickbaitiest,
and that's it.
Searchable, whatever.
I really think that a lot of this comes down to just like one side playing off the other side to get the hits, to get the ad revenue, to get the attention, to get people to check out the shows or movies because there's so much buzz around it, good or bad. People check out films and TV shows.
I've never seen it being so much so that if someone doesn't agree, they make personal.
It's personal.
They have to personally go after people because well, how dare you say this? It's like, here's an idea. Here, you could handle this better. hey, I don't think the numbers are right. I think you're looking at it the wrong way. So let me write an article talking about how there's a big buzz out there right now about these numbers, but let's look at them in a different way and see if we can figure out what the numbers really mean and how we can put it into perspective. And, you know, and then go from there, just factual, whatever. But no, that would be like journalism. That wouldn't be actual journalism. That wouldn't be like, you know, starting the shit pot to try to get hits. That wouldn't be the, you know, going out there and telling people how bad they are because you personally went against my code of whatever I think. And I'm the writer, damn it.
I will tell you, I am the journalist. I will tell you what to think and feel.
That's right.
Because I have a platform and you don't. But you know what? The fans of these franchises are speaking, and then they get told that they'll
blow it off. They'll say, "Oh, it's not real. It was somebody who hated it launching." I mean, the 5 or 6 people on Twitter who didn't like it, tanking it for everyone.
The people on our video, the vast majority who actually agree with us, who said that, hey, Jodie Whittaker's fine. That's not the issue. It's the heavy-handed politics and the bad writing that's making us turn off Doctor Who. You know, so again, you know, look into the ratings. I will link all of these articles in the video and make up your own mind. You know, if you love the show, that's fantastic. Good for you. You like Doctor Who. I wish I could still like Doctor Who as much as I used to.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, where our position is to tell you what you can and can't like.
It literally was like, I mean, for me, it was like literally like the only show I watched every week.
Yeah, you did. I remember.
I freaking loved Doctor Who.
I did until like I didn't like
Capaldi.
And I wanted to like this. I did. I mean, at first I didn't, and then I watched first episode. And I'm like, you know what? I don't mind her. I want to like it. And then I was just like, oh God, it's more of that. Let me teach you about where you should be, and let me teach you about what should be in this world. And you know, do a lot of things happen in this world. It's crappy. Yes. Do people want to see it for entertainment? No, they're trying to escape this shit. They don't want to see more of it.
Yeah, that's what I always loved about at least Doctor Who up until the last couple of years was it was pure escapism. Yeah, there were some.
There was political stuff sometimes, that was done in an entertaining
fashion. It's how you do it. It's not even what you say so much as how you say it. And that's what I'm saying. Like if the politics are heavy-handed, where it feels more like a lecture than edutainment. I mean, I'm okay with edutainment. Everything. I freaking love Schoolhouse Rock, you know, and I don't have a problem with that. And even like Star Trek. Okay, the way to do it properly. Star Trek: The Next Generation was a very political show. It was a very political show.
All Star Treks are political.
Yeah, but Next Generation especially. Well, I know like Deep Space Nine was worse, but Next Gen was very political. It had a lot of things.
It was good how it did it.
It was good in how it did it. It was entertaining. They put the pill in the ice cream. So you would watch the show regardless of your own political views, and it was still an entertaining show. You fell in love with the characters.
Sorry. I love the pill and the ice cream because all I'm thinking is they trick you into eating the pill. Now they give you a giant pill, and the only reason why you get ice cream is if you agree to take the pill. If you don't take the pill, actually now I think it's more like an anal. I think it's more like an anal pill.
It's a suppository.
It's a suppository, and if you don't take
shove it up your ass.
If you take the suppository, you may have your ice cream. After the suppository. If you don't want to take the suppository, then you get told you're a bad person for not wanting the suppository, and you don't get the ice cream either.
But then you find out it's like horrible, like the cake is a lie, the ice cream is a lie. There is no ice cream. Just take it up the ass.
It's pretty much, and you're gonna like it because if you disagree, there's a whole bunch of people like this guy who are gonna come and tell you what a bad person you are and try to berate you to bend over and to get your ice cream.
To get your ice cream. Yeah, and that's it. And this is what I get so frustrated about with you know, the pop culture media just constantly again and again and again attacking fans. You
can like it, that's great. You can not like it, that's okay too. You can like it, you can not like it. That is your choice. It does not make you a bad person or a superior person to like it or not like it. I can't tell you people I've seen lately have been like people who just think these things, you know, first they start with, there's no agenda, I don't know what they're talking about. And then followed with, but if they don't agree with these things, the agenda that you say doesn't exist, then they're just bad people and they're intellectually inferior to me. And I've seen people post this and I'm like, they're not intellectually inferior to you, they just don't like it. You know,
that's fine. And
you're
again,
allowed to like it. You're allowed to not like it.
You like it, watch it. You don't like it, don't watch it. You know, and basically it's going to come down to, you know, does the show, the movie, the comic book, whatever, have enough eyeballs to sustain it? And if it doesn't, then the company is going to have to.
But then they blame. But then they turn around and they can't just like, okay, it didn't sustain. They had to stop. But then they'll turn around with it going out and say, but it didn't succeed because of all the misogynists. Every time.
Yeah, I know.
It's always misogynist.
Like you have to like this.
I don't like it. I mean, I don't like things, and I'm a chick. But explain that one. but I think our good takeaway is Jodie Whittaker's good. For the most part, the companions are good for the most part. The writing and the show are just going too ridiculous. Or just besides the PC stuff, it's just slow.
It's very slow. Like I
It's
said,
just slow.
arachnids in the UK. How do you screw up an episode about giant spiders? Like, that should be a lot of fun from start to finish, and it wasn't. It was like it started with, just chit-chat in an apartment and a tea party and, company stuff, and it was just slow. Like, the David Tennant, Matt Smith episodes especially usually would start off with, like, a zinger. Like, bam, they always had that kind of stinger at the beginning before they started the intro. They don't do that anymore. They just kind of dump you right into the show. Kind of like Classic Who used to do that, though, too. And I do like the Classic. I like the new intro, the old intro, new, old intro, quite a bit. They went back to the original music. I think that's pretty cool. But, yeah, just there's nothing to, like, really pull you into the show.
It's like, give the girl something to work with here.
Give her something to work with. I think a better I'm not calling for anybody to be ousted, but just like, God, just go back to what worked. People want action, adventure, escapism. Yeah, you can put the politics in there, but that should not be the focus. That should not be the focus of every episode.
Yeah, hide the pill in the ice cream.
Hide the pill in the ice cream.
I was gonna say too, everybody keeps going on about and in our comments too about, well, the numbers always drop, but they always come back on the Christmas special. Let's talk about the Christmas special.
We'll talk about that real quick. They're not doing one this year. So Doctor Who's Christmas special is canceled. They're saying that they're going to do an episode on New Year. They're going to do a special on New Year's Day, but they're not doing the Christmas special.
Why aren't they doing the Christmas special?
I don't know why. So according to the Mirror, there's going to be no Christmas special. There's been no official confirmation.
Okay, so there's no confirmation.
Yeah, this is Express has sent a request for comment to the BBC. There's been no response. At Comic-Con, Chibnall confirmed there will be an 11th episode following the 10 episodes. So he said, we seem to be filming 11 and it's only a series of 10, which again is kind of a drop because Doctor Who used to get like 13 episodes and then they would have a Christmas special.
Well, that's a new thing. They're doing like smaller seasons and saying, oh, it's a second season.
The half seasons. They did that with season 6. They split it. It's because it's an expensive show.
Not just Doctor Who. A lot of shows are doing it.
Yeah, but Doctor Who's a very expensive show.
So now we don't know if it is going to be a Christmas special to boost the numbers. So
yeah, they said there might be another episode at the end of the series. So they might run all the episodes and then run one on New Year's or whatever. But it's getting a really mixed reaction. And the thing is what could potentially happen is, I don't think they'll backpedal, but if they would, for whatever reason, cancel the show, like you said, they wouldn't after the season. I think they at least would do another season or two. But if after Jodie Whittaker's run, they decide that Doctor Who has run its course, they might just pull the plug on it and then just be like,
I hope not.
The misogynists and the man babies killed.
Here's an
Dr.
idea.
Who.
Why don't you just give her a fair shake and start bringing in like Daleks and Cybermen and things we used to see and make and bad guys the giant spiders was at least a movement in the right direction.
Yeah.
Why don't you do some of those episodes with her and see how it does before you go cancel her? Because I think she doesn't deserve to be canceled. I think she has some good things. I think she could do some really cool stuff given the right type of story.
Yeah, and that's it. Again, this is my personal opinion. Jodie Whittaker's fine. The cast is fine. Just, you need to shake it up. It's boring. It's boring. So, we're going to wrap this one up?
Yep.
Okay, so this has been CLOWNFISH TV. Subscribe for more pop culture news, views, and rants, art videos, gaming videos, and more. This has been Neon and Geeky.
Yep.
Goodbye.
Bye.